Okay, we are back for what I presume to be a pretty long episode, potentially. Um, yeah. With that all being said, let's just get into it. You took quite some time. Are you for some reason unwilling to see me, Miyashiro? No, I was just surprised since I didn't think you would come to see me. You have something to talk about, right? Come in. I pull back and try to lead Kotomine into the living room, but... No, we can talk here standing. I have discovered only a bit, so... Oh. Well... Shoot. Now I feel silly. No, we can talk here standing. I have discovered only a bit, so the conversation should be quick. The priest pulls back and tries to leave the hall. Hey, where are you going, Kotomine? I told you, we shall speak standing up, but I cannot do so with that servant standing there. If she threatens me like that, I prefer to value my life. I turn back to Saber, who's behind me. Saber? Kotomine is right. Saber is medding a terrible murderous intent that even makes me pale. What is a master from the last war doing here? I remember that Kiritsugu shot and killed you. Certainly. When I abandoned my rights as a master and raised my hands, you shot me from the back. If I did not have God's divine protection, I would have died then. But what of it? It must be like yesterday for you, but it happened 10 years ago for me. Are you going to bring up that fight? Bring up a fight that has already ended? Saber's murderous intent doesn't weaken at all. Saber, he's right. Forget about the last war for now. Shiro, but this man cannot be taken lightly. Kiritsugu targeted this priest before any other enemy, because he was an enemy who had to be defeated before anything else. That is an honor. If the one that survived to the end says that of me, perhaps I'm not that bad. How can you talk so impudently? The air tenses. Crap. If things go on like this, I really won't be able to stop Saber. Hold on, Saber. I had Kotomine investigate Gilgamesh. We already know his true identity, but everything else about him is a mystery, right? Don't we need to know as much as we can about him now? That is true, but... I do not mind either way. It might not be that useful. It is not like I have no feelings. I feel bad getting such rude pressure from the servants of the man who shot me. As I am inexperienced, I might not be able to act as a priest should. That goes the same for me as well. I will not trust an old enemy. Two glare at each other. This isn't good. Things won't get anywhere like this. Saber, stay back. I'm going to talk to Kotomine. Shiro, no. This man is dangerous. If you are to talk to him, I will also. Yeah, I know how you feel. But I'm a master. I won't die that easily, even if something happens. And you would come right away if something did, right? Nothing dangerous is going to happen. Of course not. A human cannot outwit a servant. Miyashiro, it seems your servant is an excessive warrior. Don't provoke her too much. I'll listen to you. I'll have Saber stay away, so that's enough, right? No, I do not feel like talking here. There's no way to run if Saber attacks me. There should be a courtyard I can at least run for a few seconds. There should be a courtyard. I can at least run for a few seconds there, even if Saber goes mad. You could stop her in that time with your command spell. Fine, but that won't happen. Saber, stay by the porch. I'll call for you if something happens. Yes, if you say so, Master. This place is good. This is an open space and I can see the mansion clearly. I move about 2 meters away. It's hard to hear when he speaks softly, but I can react to anything this way no matter what he does. So, what did you find out, Kotomine? Oh, I would like to confirm one thing before that. A big smile full of compassion. The priest takes one slow step towards me. I'm sorry, I was away this morning. Here, you forgot this. A thump. He throws something onto the grass. The sound of the boundary field. The alarm goes off. The boundary field father put up the alarm that reacts to intruders when the malicious intent is going off. Lancer is the cause of the disturbance. He must have entered this place with some reason in mind. I can't hear the priest's words too well. The thing he threw at my feet. I can't take my mind off of it since it looks like it can only be the corpse of a small child. So Saber went to meet the enemy. He cannot fight with full power inside the building. The enemy would need one more move to kidnap Iliasville. The thing that looked like a child's corpse isn't a corpse. It's alive. The limbs are cut off. There's only the head and the body. The skin is peeled off, the meat is rotting, but the child is alive. The skin is peeled off and the face just looks like the specimen, so why? sharp, heavy object pierces my heart from behind. A human cannot outwit a servant. Of course. Only servants can outwit other servants. I don't care about the priest's scornful laughter. I don't mind that my heart has been pierced. I am spewing out blood from my mouth like a hose. Why? What fills my body is wonder. What? Why do I recognize a corpse that isn't even human anymore? What? That was such a long, bad end, dude. What the freak? Hi, are you doing well? I'm sure everybody hates scary places, so you decided to wait and see. But it turns out you're trapped in hell. It's time for the Taigo Dojo Q&A Corner to comfort those of you who have suffered surprise attacks. Right now, Saber-chan and Lancer are duking it out in the mansion. My senior student was captured, and Shiro is dead in the yard. What is with the morals in this place? Kids these days are so rude that it makes me sad. Well now, for you who died right before the climax, men of virtue avoid danger is a good phrase. You cannot reach the goal if you keep avoiding things. Go back to the choice and challenge the darkness of the church, ready to die. Oh, the story is almost at the climax. The long night is about to end. Will Saber-chan's wish come true? What is the distortion hidden in Shiro's mind? And is there a way to defeat the King of Heroes? Next episode, Utopia. You've come this far, so I want you to go straight to the ending without stopping. Gosh darn it, I keep getting all the bad ends, dude. What the frick? It's this one, right? Yeah. Okay, so I guess we'll go down. I guess we're going down the stairs. The thing that seems like the obvious trap was, I guess, the way to go. I enter the darkness. It's a room made of stone. The lights aren't on, but the room itself is glowing blue as if it's a living thing. An underground temple? It might be used quite often as the temple isn't dirty with dust or mold. How deep is this? I look up the stairs I descended. The staircase is built along the wall in an arc. It must trace out to a perfect half moon, as I can see the start of the stairs about 10 meters directly above me. Is it because there's no light? The arcing staircase that connected this underground and the outside world remind me of the centipede crawling through this temple. And I notice the door. Under the stairs, the symbol in front of me. Beyond it, an entrance to darkness is open. I approach the darkness as if to draw to it, as if drawn to it. I go through what appears to be an entrance into the place. Is it damp? The floor feels slimy and it's hard to walk on. It's like the time I cleaned the swimming pool at school. The feeling that bog moss covers the floor. The feeling that my leg would rot every time I step in it. I stop. It's because I'm scared by the nasty feeling of the floor, but more than that, I smell an awful stench. I plug my nose in reflex. The smell isn't momentary, but ongoing. It's not the smell of meat, but it's not gunpowder either. Is this formalin? I don't know what that is. Smell of medicine fills the room. My senses were numbed as soon as I came underground. I don't feel any chills or pressure anymore. But still, my heart beats like it's expanding to twice its size, and my hands are vermiculating like they're going to crumble into pieces. And the worst thing is, my eyes have gotten used to the darkness. The darkness fades. A drop falls somewhere. Is that a signal? The things I couldn't see before are engraved into my eyes instantly. Is it a living hell that's somehow familiar? There are corpses. There are corpses, there are corpses, there are corpses, there are corpses all around me. The smell of medicine covers the smell of death. That's the cause of the dripping sound. The water is dripping into the corpses' mouths. The slightly open mouths take in the water, and it must have been like this for many years, that the lips are swollen and rotten, and the jaws are decomposing some. I can tell myself that this isn't happening. I don't want to think that such a thing can happen. I can't deceive myself. I can tell in a second. Even though there are this many corpses, no one is dead in here. They're alive. They're alive. These things that can only be perceived as corpses, these things that used to have human shape, are still quite alive. I remember a news story I heard somewhere. There's a story about a whale, about a guy who survived for a month after being swallowed by a whale. That huge creature has a huge digestive system to maintain its huge body. The great thing is, the creature has two of them. The first stomach is where it keeps all of the fish it swallows. The next one is the one that digests all the creatures it stores. So the man was swallowed, lived for a month being slowly melted in the lightless, warm, stinking meat lacking in oxygen. In the stomach full of dead fish, he lived for a month as his clothes and hair melted. A month not knowing when he would be sent to the stomach. And then, some fishermen killed the whale, and they were cutting it apart, a smooth and slimy human came out of the stomach like an alien. Yeah, it's a tragic story, but this is just as bad. I feel like this is maybe slightly worse. Because it's probably been going just a little bit longer. Oh, why are they alive? Every corpse is deformed and they lack too many of the human characteristics. No limbs. Those that have had them cut off. Those that have had the ends decomposed, leaving only the bone. Those who are ground down in the cracks on the floor. Those who have become homes to bugs splattered on the walls. No matter how they came to be, the way they have no limbs remaining, and all of them were worn out like rotten trees. I don't even need to know why. The corpses are being eaten by the coffin. I don't know how it works. It's just that the corpses are stuck to the coffin, and the coffin is sucking nutrition out of the corpses. The flow of life. The coffin is sucking up magical energy. No, something close to the soul. Slowly, so not to kill the ones it leeches off, and so as to not allow them to live. The sound of the wind, that sounds like sobbing. It seems like screams coming out of the corpses' mouths. Their throats have already decayed. They cannot let out voices. It has already become just an organ to keep them alive. Still, the corpses are crying out. In an almost inaudible voice, they scream with all their might. It must be the pain and the fear. They cannot continue screaming, unable to stand losing their form and being eaten alive. I hear a sound. The coffin in front of me gasps, drooling. An eye drops off as it turns its neck towards me, but still, it stares directly at me. The swollen lips move a little. It speaks in a low voice. It's not even a voice. Where am I? It asks me that question. I'm right on the verge of screaming. No, I can't even scream now. Where am I? It doesn't say it hurts, nor does it ask for help, but it just says it doesn't understand why it's here. Is that the reason? He was like that before he realized it. He lived normally, went to sleep naturally, and was gasping here when he woke up. His limbs are already gone, sucked by that coffin, rotting away from the ends, unable to move, and he can only believe this is just a bad dream. I might go insane. From this scene and from this terrible spectacle. But why? Why do I recognize them? I have never seen them, but I recognize every one of the corpses. This is the first time I've seen them. They are people I shouldn't know. They are people unrelated to me, but why are they, as if knowing me, staring at me? And I have another question. Is it some coincidence, or do the sacrifices have to meet this condition? Why are all the corpses here children of the same age? And then... Oh, welcome, Emiyashiro. Suddenly, I'm tapped on the shoulder from behind, as if being greeted by a friend. My body freezes at this sudden event, and I can't even turn around. I don't even need to turn around to tell who the person behind me is. Kodamine Kirei, the priest of this church, the man who made this hell. And, devil, I must not meet more than anything else in this place. What awful timing. It was foolish of me to prepare food for you, thinking that you would come soon. I was unable to welcome you last time, correct? I thought I was attending to your needs, but it seems we missed each other. I can't talk. The priest's hands are heavy on my shoulders. But I cannot approve of trespassing. You do such things, you will end up saying things you should not. Such as a truth that might send a relationship back to a blank page. The priest's voice is more cheerful than I've ever heard it. Kodamine Kirei, standing behind me with his hands on my shoulders, is definitely smiling. That's why I'm frightened. What is it, Emiyashiro? You came to talk. So it does no good for you to stay silent. I'm disappointed. Is this spectacle really so outrageous? The priest says inhuman things in a cheerful voice. Does this man not feel anything when faced with this? I don't even need to tell him that this scene is outrageous. Oh, that is cold of you. It is simple compassion to say that is not even... It is simple compassion to say that is not even if you might think it's unpleasant. After all, you guys are like brothers and sisters. I don't think they will be saved if you act that way. Just now, what did this man say? What did you say? He said that you and these corpses are fellow mates. But whatever means, by whatever means you all survive that living hell. Even if you have no blood relations, I believe the connection is close to that of brothers and sisters, am I wrong? Oh. These are all the other kids that survived. But Shiro was only saved because he was adopted by Kiritsugu. Oh, shoot, dude. That's sure to make some survivor guilt a little bit worse. I see. That's why I thought I recognized them. This is the continuation of 10 years ago. And this place is the continuation of that hospital room. My head spins. Children who lost their homes and parents. They were supposed to be sent to an orphanage and stay there until I found someone who would adopt them. But I was adopted by Emiya Kiritsugu before that, and I did not know what happened to them afterward. I avoided thinking about it. The orphanage was the church on top of the hill, and I could have gone there anytime I wanted to. But still, I hesitated. I felt it wasn't fair for me to get adopted and then go see children who didn't get adopted. So, if I was to meet them, we would be in town. We would meet accidentally, be able to talk normally, and we would be able to, and we would be over the fire incident. I was looking forward to such a meeting, thinking that we would surely meet, as it's such a small town. So why have I not even met one of them? Kotomine? That is right, Miyashiro. If you had not been taken by Emiya Kiritsugu, you would have been one of them. You understand? You alone survived once again. Everyone around you dies, but you survive. What do you think? Do you not think that is unfair? My pulse returns. My frozen body defrosts in an instant. Oh no, I am not criticizing you. It is rather delightful. Miyashiro's survival abilities are impressive. Honestly, I did not expect you to remain until the end. That is why I have allowed you to be reunited with your brothers and sisters in your final moments. You really are lucky. I was planning to close this place up after today, so you barely made it. 10 years now I kept them alive, to feed the servant. But it's coming to an end. I cannot hope to extract the same amount of soul as when I started. There's no more need for food in any case. All that remains now is to kill you and your servant. You! With that word, I break all restraints. I move my body which had been bound. I fling the hands off my shoulders and throw myself forward to turn and face the priest. Kotomine, you! I face him, placing enough distance between us. In that moment, I feel a powerful shock from behind me. Ugh! That's weird. I can't breathe. The sharp horn is growing out of my chest. A horn that looks like the head of a spear? That's strange. How can a spear be growing out of my chest? Wait, then how do we survive? Is this also a bad end? Oh, I have not yet told you. I shall formally introduce you. This is my servant. I turn to look back. There. A blue spearman is standing, piercing my chest. The lance is pulled out of my chest. At the same time, sharp pains run through my head, as if to burn my brain. The floor is painted red. I'm lying on the slimy floor. I push on my arms to get up, but my body is too heavy. I can't move. Not because I'm bound, but because I lack the things people need to move. The pain in my chest exceeds the blood loss's power to drive me unconscious. I can't pass out. I've taken fatal wounds several times before. They were all so bad that they even numbed my senses. But this is different. It's a fatal wound, but the pain is too real. My vision spins. As soon as I black out from the pain, I'm awoken by the next pain. I can't feel my limbs. I can't even tell where I am. All I feel are pain, nausea, and the temptation that it would feel too good to just disappear. You did not kill him, right, Lancer? If you did, there was no point in keeping him alive until now. I can only hear voices. I have my eyes open, but I can't see anything. I'll follow your orders, even if they're disgusting ones. Lancer's voice shows no emotion, but I can still barely hear it now. Fine, then we shall prepare now. The servants will know of the master's danger. It should be about half an hour until Saber gets here. Kotomine, this kid won't make it that long. You should at least stop his blood loss if you want him alive until then. No need. I do not care if he dies. My mind starts to pass out. Pain finally overcomes my brain and allows me to faint. I stop that by digging into my wounds. Pain starts again. My fainting mind returns to the burning world again. I want to die. I want to die right now if this pain's going to continue. I know that. But if I faint here, I also know that I'll die. I can't even remember what I'm doing now. I feel like I'm floating in this white burning pain. Saber! But I grip my teeth and hold on to my disappearing consciousness. I can't let it end here. I can't retire so easily. I still have a promise to keep. I still have a promise I haven't kept. If I believe she's more important than anyone, I can't just disappear here. And with that, we will be ending. I guess we are really nearing the end. We might be ending this series in the 70s, just like I wanted. It would just be so fitting. So yeah, I'm gonna go take a slight break, and then I'm gonna get back to recording more of this. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.